So you're a skinny guy and you want to change your life. 5 years ago, I was just the same way. I was an unconfident, shy, insecure kid, and I knew building muscle, specifically athletic muscle, was going to change my life. And to spoil the story, it did. If you look around your gym, I found that skinny people are typically the people who mess up the most. And just like you, I was skinny and I was in such a rush to build muscle so I can finally build confidence. I'm making this video so you don't make the same mistakes I do, so you can make way faster progress and hit your aesthetic physique faster than I did. This is going to be different than a lot of the other videos I do because I'm not going to have a bunch of animations and crazy editing. My long-form videos aren't meant to go viral. It's meant to give you value so you can make your own progress. And if you need a bunch of editing and animations to stay focused and pay attention, then this video isn't for you. Building muscle isn't for you. You can stay skinny your whole life and not get girls, not get confidence you always wanted. And if that hurt your feelings, then yeah, this video isn't for you. Drop a like if you want more content like this. I can start producing way more and give you guys more value. You could say this video is anti-TikTok. A wise man once said a great way to learn is from mistakes, but the best way to learn is from other people's mistakes. Well, it wasn't that exactly, but it was something along those lines. And the first mistake skinny people make is 50-pound syndrome. We all suffer from it. 50-pound syndrome was a term invented by my brother Martin, which describes how most skinny guys think they need to be way heavier than they actually need to be to build an aesthetic physique. And from my own experience, I can tell you I was the same way. I thought I needed to be 200 pounds, really bulky and thick to attract women and look the best in my opinion. I started off my weightlifting journey at 135 pounds and the heaviest I ever got to was 180, but my most aesthetic weight was 160. After looking at some data based on women's preferences on body weight, which honestly doesn't really matter because if you're fat, you're fat, if you're muscular, you're muscular, they said that 170 to 190 pounds is the most ideal weight for guys. And that's for a mid-sized guys like 5'9", 5'10". I'm 5'10". People have been asking me that forever, so I'm sure this is groundbreaking information. So I'm an average height guy, but this range isn't my most aesthetic physique. Like I said before, it's 160. So don't suffer from 50-pound syndrome. Don't look at the scale to determine how aesthetic or how great you look. Look at the mirror. The main difference between me at 160 versus 180 is at 160 I look way better with my shirt off, and you can argue at 180 I look better with my shirt off. But in my opinion, I didn't because the veins show a lot better at 160 and I just have to wear tighter, better fitting clothes on at 160. So don't suffer from 50-pound syndrome. Look at the mirror, not the scale. A huge mistake I made was not writing down my lifts when I was a beginner lifter and a skinny guy. And I hope you're not making the same mistake because the main and the easiest way to build muscle is progressive overload, which basically says that you're getting stronger session after session or week after week. I would literally go in the gym and do the same weight over and over because I didn't know what I did the week before. And unlike these bodybuilders, I'm a personal trainer in real life and I track my clients' lifts. And then they wonder how they're getting stronger. The reason you're getting stronger is because I'm progressing you correctly and I'm writing down your lifts, making sure we're progressively overloading. If you keep adding weight every week, especially if you're skinny, because if you're skinny, you're probably a beginner lifter, so you're gonna get stronger pretty much every week, you're gonna build muscle. And the whole goal is to build muscle, so progressive overload needs to be your best friend. And when you build muscle, you get more confident. And I already know you're not confident in yourself. Because as a skinny guy, you shouldn't be confident in yourself. And if you're not confident in yourself as a skinny guy, you're just strong-minded. You want a better life for yourself. And that comes from hitting the gym and getting stronger. Another thing that makes you confident is your face. Simple things like styling your hair like mine, brushing your teeth, shaving, those make you confident. But also, taking care of your skin is a huge part as well. That's why I'm excited to have Tish Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. Tish Hanley simplifies the process of taking care of your skin. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Seriously, I don't think you guys understand how important it is to implement a great skincare routine for your confidence that improves all aspects of your life. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can actually see that I've actually been using this. It's like empty at the top. It's been great for my skin. Oh yeah, and they make it dead simple for guys like us by giving an instruction card that comes with every box. It tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. This definitely comes in clutch. Skincare is something I never took seriously, and now that I have, I wish I started even sooner. But you don't even have to just take my word for it because they have over 7,000 5-star reviews from happy customers all over the world. In addition to amazing skin, Tish Hanley members get tons of benefits, including 20% off of the retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals which you can cancel at any time. And because Tish Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the link in the description and the pinned comment for 30% off your first box and a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click the link and get started today. Since you're skinny, you're definitely not eating enough, and I was the same way. I found that fat people typically underestimate how many calories they get in a day, while us skinny guys, we overestimate how many calories you get in a day. We think we're eating 3,000 calories, but if you actually track your calories, you'll see that you're eating maybe like 2,000. In this skinny fat video, I went over how to bulk correctly. Because believe it or not, whether you're skinny or skinny fat, the way you get out of that situation is the exact same. You are likely eating in a calorie deficit a majority of the time, and the only way to maximize your muscle growth is by eating in a calorie surplus. I'm a huge advocate of a small calorie surplus of 200 to 300 calories. This is so important. I learned from a very young lifting age that diet is the hard part while lifting weights is the easy part. If you're not in that calorie surplus, you're going to stay skinny. It's that simple. And a mistake I made when I was skinny was too much protein, because fitness culture and the bodybuilding culture always says protein, protein, protein. But when you're skinny, fats, carbs, and protein are just as important as each other. This has caused a lot of people to believe that they need more protein than they actually need. The actual number for weight gain is 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which is less than that 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight you always hear. And you'll see a lot more benefits from lowering your protein intake because protein is very satiating, so it's going to make you feel full. And since you're skinny, you're probably struggling to eat enough, so this will definitely help. When you're eating at maintenance or in a small surplus, this range is enough to elicit maximum muscle growth. Soreness does not mean you're building muscle. It can be a good indicator that you had a great workout, but it's not the end-all be-all. There are certain types of training that elicit more soreness. I remember playing soccer in high school was the first hard session of the year, and the next day my legs were super sore. Do you think a soccer practice is going to build my legs? No, it's not, but I was more sore. Typically, a new stimulus will make you more sore, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you build more muscle. But I have found through my experience that soreness, a little bit of soreness can tell you, hey, you worked hard, you had a great session, keep it up. Don't skip leg days. Don't lie to me, you know you've done it. My brother and I would literally use basketball as a warm-up on our leg days, and since we're really competitive, we get to a point where we'd be like, hey, let's just skip leg day and play basketball. An intense leg day will increase your testosterone, which will allow you to build more muscle. And not just in your legs, but everywhere else. And for an athlete or someone who wants to look like an athlete, legs are super important. It kills your physique if you don't have legs. Training to failure. Training to failure is actually kind of a tricky subject in my opinion, and I bounce back and forth on it. In a systematic review of muscle hypertrophy, it said that 3 to 4 reps shy of failure is the best to maximize muscle growth. But through my years of training, I've found that training to failure or training super hard is worth the risk. If you're not training hard enough, you're not going to build muscle. Imagine if someone like me, who squats 315 per reps, goes into the gym and just squats 45s on each side or 135. I'm not going to build muscle with that weight. Even if stopping 3 to 4 reps shy of failure is the best for muscle growth, most people don't know what that is. They might think they're in this range when they might be 7, 8 reps away from true failure. It is way better to train too hard than too light. Don't be that guy who gets to 12 reps because they said they were going to get to 12 reps and just stops there when they had way more left in the tank. As a skinny guy, I already know you do this. You never train for strength. We all hear about how 8 to 12 reps is the best for muscle hypertrophy. But through my years of study, it's actually 6 to 12, but this point still stands. You're probably not lifting for strength ever. You're going to the gym and only hitting the same rep range. 8 to 12. I already know you are. I have found that the 6 to 8 rep range, through my experience, is the best for building strength as well as muscle. But I could have sped up my progress if I had a block of training, and when I say block of training, I mean like 1 month, so 4 weeks, dedicated to building muscle or lifting under 5 reps. This will allow you to keep making strength progress and keep progressively overloading. So definitely include some strength blocks of training, maybe once every 6 months, something like that. Skinny guys want to build muscle so fast, so they always go too hard and they do too much too fast. You need to slow down, learn the exercises before you start adding weight. Learn the exercises first. That's my best tip. Don't add weight. Learn the exercise. And don't start going to the gym 6 days a week. You're going to burn out. Start something small. 2 to 3. I recommend 3 days a week just to start and progress up to maybe a 6-day push-pull leg split. If you want a 3 or 6 day split, that's in my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. But that's only for people who want to build an athletic body to pull girls or be more confident. I already know you're focusing too much on the mirror muscles. As a skinny guy, I would look in the mirror and be like, I need to put on some muscle mass. And the first things you see are your chest and your arms. And if you're a lucky skinny guy, you also have abs too. But those aren't the muscles that really build your physique. It's your back, your legs, and your shoulders. I'm not saying to put the mirror muscles in the back where they're not training as much. But if there are muscles you're trained for more volume or with more focus, it should be the non-mirror muscles. The muscles that truly add size to your physique. Please don't have a lone wolf mentality. The easiest way to start building muscle is to have a community or have a buddy to help you out. I have an athletic bodybuilding community. I'm not trying to sell you on this, but I think it's so important to have somebody, at least one person, to go on this journey with and to help you out. For me, it was my brother Martin. We went through the same mistakes and went through the same grind to build our bodies to where they are now. Find a community, find like-minded people, find a buddy to go to the gym with and progress on this fitness journey with. You guys can glow up at the same time. The best friendships I've ever had are people who I grew up with. We didn't start off attractive with a six-pack and great shoulders, but skinny or fat, and we progressed to our dream physiques or that Leon Edwards build. Changing your workouts. So many people do the same workouts over and over and over again. This is such a huge mistake. This is why my Patreon and my community give people monthly workouts. You want to change your workouts every 4 to 6 weeks. This gives your body a chance to get good at the workouts, but not completely adapt to them so where you don't grow anymore. This is literally one of the most important aspects of programming. You might be lazy and don't want to write a new program every month, but suck it up if you want to build muscle, build an athletic physique, and build confidence. And I'll do another shameless plug on my Patreon where I do it for you. Why not have an exercise science major and a personal trainer write your programs? You're probably half repping and ego lifting. We've all done it. As a skinny guy, when you go in the gym, you want to lift a bunch of weight for your confidence, but in fact, it's just hurting your confidence in the long term. This goes back to my point earlier about learning the movement before you add the weight. If you do that, you won't run into this problem. One of the fundamental principles of building muscle is going through a full range of motion. So you're just hurting your progress by not doing the whole entire thing and cheating yourself. If I ever see you half revving or ego lifting, I'm sending Leon Edwards to your house and he'll do the work for me. In my work, I mean beating you up, not the other kind or whatever you were thinking. Warming up is super important for injury prevention and lifting well and having a great workout in the gym. Drop a like and subscribe and let me know if you want to see a warm-up routine. It's a routine I have in my athletic bodybuilding community, but it's super important to warm up for your progress and for your health in general. A static stretch is like touching your toes and holding it for 30 seconds. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be doing dynamic stretching, things like leg swings. Those are active stretches that don't have a negative impact on your performance in the gym and actually reduce your injury chances. I swear, all skinny guys like you and me have horrible recovery. I remember when I was 18, just starting my fitness journey, Fortnite just came out and I was staying up super late, eating a bunch of junk and getting horrible sleep and recovery. So of course I couldn't build muscle. Please do not get these mass gainer shakes. Those are like short-term gratification. Like, hey, get a bunch of calories, gain mass really fast. Those are horrible for you. I talked about it in a short, but those are just filled with empty calories and a bunch of sugar you don't need. If you're gonna make a mass gainer shake, make your own. With a protein powder, bananas, oats, peanut butter. That's all you need for a mass gainer shake, not this crap that's horrible for your body. And recognize mass gainer shakes aren't magic. They're not like gonna help you gain more weight than if you ate the same amount of calories from just normal food. It just makes it easier to get your calories in for skinny guys like you and me. You're not consistent. And it's not just going to the gym and getting there. It's also like your training, how often you're changing your workouts, your programming. All this in-between stuff that also consists of consistency. Making sure you're sleeping enough is consistency. Making sure you always have great form is consistency. Be the best version of yourself and be the most consistent version of yourself. That's all consistency really is. Consistency is doing what you're supposed to do. You're probably doing too many exercises. You only need like 2 to 4 exercises per muscle group in a program. And with my programs, I only do 3 because 3 is enough to hit every part of each muscle. For example, with the shoulders, it hits the front, mid, and rear delt with just 3 exercises, 1 for each part. If you see these workouts with guys doing, these chest exercises, like 6, 7, 8 exercises, you don't need that much. That's what gets people confused with programming, that they see these horrible bodybuilder workouts that are not following the fundamental principles of programming. 2 to 4 exercises. That's it. You should be focusing on the compound movements. This is what makes a strong athlete and also a good looking athlete. So Leon Edwards does compound lifts. What are compound lifts? Deadlifts, bench press, squats, overhead press. Movements that hit multiple muscle groups. These hit tons of muscles, help you get stronger and boost your testosterone as well. These exercises are the priority in any program. You should be starting your workouts with these, and these are going to carry you to that athletic build you want. It will also help you build strength, and strength and muscle builds confidence. I'm going to keep instilling that in you. When you build strength and you build muscle, you get confident. People are looking at me. No, they're not, okay? No one's looking at you at the gym. I guess maybe if you were ego lifting or half repping like I was telling you before not to do, maybe they are. Even if you are, they're probably not. You're not the main character of somebody else's life. Literally, if I see someone doing bad form or something, I'll be like, oh, he's doing bad form. And then I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Sure, I have an ego, whatever, but that's the honest truth. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at myself. The problem with this is someone like me can keep telling you this over and over, but it's still kind of hard to believe that no one's looking at you. So my best tip for someone who can't get over this problem is to go to a low-key gym. A gym where there's not that many people and you don't have to worry about this problem. The negative portion of the movement builds more muscle than the positive portion of the movement. So don't go for speed when you're lifting weights. Go for a nice, good tempo. I found that 2-2 tempo, so 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, is the best for building muscle. And then sometimes you can program in like slow negatives, so like 5-second negatives. Those will leave you really sore, but actually lead to more muscle growth. Variety is key with programming, but since you're skinny, you're probably a beginner, just do a 2-2 tempo. Don't go to the gym and crank out abs. I built pretty muscular abs. I'd even say 2 blocky abs, not doing ab routines. These conditioning ab routines, so these ones where you do like floater kicks for 30 seconds and then sit-ups for 30 seconds, those are not going to build muscle. That's like going to the gym and cranking out bicep curls for a long time with a weight that's too light for you. You're not going to build muscle that way. The abs are the same as any other muscle group. You need to train them like any other muscle group. And I don't even do that and I have muscular abs. But if you want to build muscular abs, do it like a normal muscle. So within the 6 to 12 rep range, progressively overload, get stronger, then you'll build your abs. But don't do these ab conditioning workouts. Those are not going to make you look any better. It's just a waste of your time. Please be patient. I know you want your best body, your dream body right now, but the progress and the journey is really fun when you actually are patient. Andrew Tate once said, when a car is speeding up to 200 miles per hour, you don't feel any different when you're at 200 miles per hour. What's the fun part? The part that you feel is when you're accelerating to 200 miles per hour. That's the same as a fitness journey. Getting your first bicep bangs, finally being able to wear sleeveless shirts, that's priceless. So please enjoy your journey. There is no best split to build muscle. The best split for you is different than the best split for me. I've been doing push-pull legs 6 days a week for 3 to 4 years. And that's the program I have in my Patreon and my athletic bodybuilding community. But now I only lift 3 days a week because for my stage of lifting, that's better for me in terms of recovery and muscle growth. You might be in a stage where 3 days a week is best, or 4 or 5. There is no best split. Recognize that. But if I had to choose one, it would be the push-pull leg split 6 days a week. But it's not for everybody. You might be busy with school or work, so it might not be the best split for you. So if you have someone saying, dude, you need to be lifting 6 days a week to maximize muscle growth, or 2-3 days is best, they're lying to you. It's different for you, it's different for me. Experiment with different splits that keeps the gym fun and works around your schedule. When I was skinny, I was doing tons of cardio. I was playing a lot of sports. That was my cardio. I was doing mostly soccer and basketball. And for someone who was struggling to eat a calorie surplus, that made my problems of gaining weight even harder. If you're a skinny person, in my opinion, you probably shouldn't be doing cardio. If you're skinny, you're not eating enough. It's that simple. And if you add in more cardio, it's going to make it harder for you to eat enough. And that's something you're already struggling with. If you can, try and cut out the cardio. You can earn it later. For example, cardio now for me is kickboxing, and it makes it easier for me to stay lean. But lean is having a good foundation of muscle. And if you're skinny, you obviously don't have a good foundation of muscle yet. So cut out the cardio for now. The fundamental principle of programming is variety. And when I was skinny, same workouts every week over and over and over again. You need to switch it up. Your body's smart. It's gonna get to a point where it knows what you're doing. It'll be like, hey, Billy's gonna go in there, hit bench for 10 reps as a warm up, then 5 reps as a warm up, and then he'll do 4 sets of bench, then incline. And your body gets pretty smart and starts to understand what you're doing in the gym. You wanna keep the compound lifts the same. You wanna keep those at the beginning of your workout and the focus of your workout. But you create variety there by changing the rest time, rep range, all that kind of stuff. And for other lifts, you do change the exercises for a bit. Maybe one week I do barbell rows and then pull-ups instead. You want to keep changing it, keep giving your body new stimuli. That's what I meant to say. Someone roasted me for that before. Give your body new stimuli so you keep responding and keep growing. If you learn from all these mistakes, you will build muscle. It's that simple. Drop a like if you like this kind of content, which is just straight value. I don't care about being viral, just straight value. And here are 2 workout videos that I have so you can get a good glimpse of what an athletic bodybuilding workout looks like and kind of how to structure your own programs.